Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Uncle P from Super Easy Forex, and I'm out here enjoying nature. Just finna go meet with my family this afternoon. But I wanted to do this particular video. I'm early. That's why I'm doing it a little bit early. Normally, I usually do it a little bit later. But for today, I wanted to do it a little bit early because I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about another major mistake that a lot of people are making in the forex market, and that's they're trading too many pairs that they're not familiar with. Okay. I just posted up a video. I know I did several videos more than normal this week, really trying to help people out. But I actually posted a video of a play by play, step by step, of me taking a trade on the US 30, which is the Dow Jones Industrial Average in the Forex world. It's called the US 30. So I literally showed you guys step by step. And one of the things you'll realize in that video, you realize that I told you, watch this, because this is gonna lead to what I'm trying to teach today. So I told you guys, using our simplicity system, I got in on the what's called the impulse move. So it sent me a signal, boom, okay, ready to go. I knew where to place my stop loss because I followed the rules. But here's the point. I ended up entering a second position. Well, how did I have the confidence to do that? Well, here's the reason why. Because I'm familiar with the pair. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm familiar with how it moves. I'm familiar with its behavioral patterns. And therefore, when it did pull back, trying to stop hunt everybody else, I took it as an additional opportunity to make even more money. So I ended up stacking my position more. Now, does this work out 100% of the time? No, it doesn't. But for this one, when you are familiar with the pair, you kind of know when it's doing this thing and when it's not doing this thing. For an example, sometimes you may lose a trade here or there, not because of anything you did wrong. It was a news announcement that came out that you weren't aware of. Like this last week, Fed Chairman Powell was talking. Okay, so you don't know what this man is talking about. So, okay, you'll lose a trade here or there. No big deal. But overall, there are certain pairs that you should select and choose for yourself. And people always ask me, what's your favorite pairs? I don't say it because, again, everybody's personality style is different. So it's literally, and I want you guys to really hear me good on this video. It is literally like dating a girlfriend or boyfriend or trying to find the best husband or wife. It literally is like that because, you know, one of the pairs that you're familiar with, it may act funny one week, but hey, you just tripping. There's something going on with your country, and I'll come back next week. But that is the one pair or two pairs or three pairs that you are always going to because they're going to spit out pips like a regular ATM machine. Why? Because you have spent quality time with them. You're familiar with them. You know them. Do you get what I'm saying? Some of you guys, you're just all over the place. You're just trading every single thing you see. And you don't know its behavioral patterns. You don't know when it's just doing a pullback or whether it's really doing this or that. And so you're in a state of confusion and it's reflected in your trading account, right? So here's my suggestion to you guys. What I would suggest that you do is just find maybe three currency pairs. Three. Just find three of them and start with those three. And what happens is, and hear me good, watch this. Don't be so much in a rush to, and I'm gonna be very real with y'all. Don't be so much in a rush to make the money. It's kind of like some of you guys. Here's I'm a certified life coach as well, and when I used to do relationship counseling, something baffled me. And this is how some of you guys trade in the markets. Something baffled me about dating. Why is it that people are so quick to share their bodies with another individual they don't even know, but then they are very slow to share their heart with them? And you say, well, what does this got to do with Forex? Everything. Because you guys are doing the same thing in Forex. You're doing these one-hitter quitters, these overnight wonders. They have these one-night stands with people, and then later on you want to find out more about the pair. Or later on you want to find out about the person. You find out, oh, this ain't even we're not a good fit. We're not compatible. Do you hear what I'm saying? People do the same thing in Forex. Your money, when you put that trade on, you're having financial sex with this pair. I got to break it down in a way that you guys can really get it. Okay. I'm breaking it down in a way to where you can get it. Share this video with somebody else. Again, I say this all the time. I would love to have you guys as part of the Super Easy Forex family. I would love to mentor you. But even if not, these videos should help you. It should help you. So you're having financial sex with pairs that is really not a good fit for you. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. Certain pairs, if you look at them on your charts, you'll see they spike a lot. I mean, they spike a lot. They're very up and down, right? Okay, so for me, I just told you guys at the beginning of the video that I'm going to be hanging out with my family today. And then I was hanging out with my wife yesterday. Based on what you're already hearing about me, even though you never met me, but based on what you're hearing about me, what do you realize about me? I like hanging out. I like spending time with family and my loved ones. You get that so far, right? So what did I tell you about my personality? I'm not the type of person who wants to sit at the charts all day. I'm not the type of person who can handle big spikes up and down. Do you get what I'm saying? Why? Because I want to be in a trade, but I don't want to be in a trade where I have to watch it. So due to my personality type, I need to not be trading these sketchy pairs that be jumping up and down, jumping up and down. But if I was a person who liked to scalp the market, then maybe those are the perfect pairs for me because I need them to move very quickly up and down, up and down, up and down. So do you see how you getting familiar with certain currency pairs and matching it to your personality will help you to be extremely successful? Why? Because you know how they move. You know them. Some of you guys, you've been married or dating somebody for a very long time. They can wake up in the morning and not even say a word. And just by their silence, you know something's wrong. Why? Well, how do you know that? I may come over and visit and they're just quiet and I'll be like, hey, good morning. And they say good morning and they don't say anything else. And I'll be like, okay, cool. And I move on and hang out and you and I are talking. But for you, I'm noticing that, you're not really engaged in a conversation with me and you're more paying attention to that person, your loved one or your significant other. I'll be like, hey, bro, what's up? You'd be like, no, man, hey, something up. I say, well, what's wrong? No, something up, man. Well, how you know that? She just said good morning. Yeah, I know, man, but it was how she said it. What you mean how she said it? She said good morning. No, man, trust me. I know her. See that key? See that key? I know her. So because you're familiar with the pair, because you know how it moves, you know when it's acting funny, you know when to stay away from it, and you know when to come back to it. Because of your familiarity with the pair, that's how you make money. That's just like you make a great relationship. The more you know the person, the better off the relationship gets. The same thing with Forex. The better you know that particular pairs, the few pairs that you choose, maybe I'll just say select three, three of them. Because I'm going to be honest with you, and I'll give you one of mine. One of my favorite, well, two of my favorite pairs. I'll give you two of them. I mean, it's no secret. It's fine. Two of my favorite pairs to trade is the Euro NZD and the Euro AUD. I just like the way they move. Okay, I just like the way they move. Honestly, I really, really do. With my simplicity system, those two, I love them because they move butter smooth, typically. And I like to trade those off the 30-minute or the 4-hour time frame. See, I'm not hiding anything. I'll tell you, this is what I do. I trade them off those time frames using the simplicity system, and I set my trend filter on 15. For those who have it, you know what I mean, right? If you buy the system, you'll see it in the tutorial. I set my trend filter on 15, and I like to trade it basically off either the 4-hour or the 30-minute. Okay, but primarily off the 30-minute on those two, because I know how they move. A matter of fact, for an example, in the signals group, those who was in the signals group last week, you see we clocked off a Euro NZD, we clocked 72 pips off of that one, right? Because I'm familiar with it. I know what it was going to do, right? When everybody else was getting shaked and baked and faked and everything else, I knew what it was going to do. And we caught that thing at a pristine price and clocked 72 pips, right? And I put the thing, and what was cool about it, because it hit on a certain fib level and reversed back up. On that fib level is exactly where our TP was. I take profit, 72 pips, and boom, that thing shot right back up again. See, why? Because I know you. I know what you're going to do. I'm familiar with you, right? So But it's a personality type thing for me. Some of you guys, you're not going to like that pair because it doesn't fit your personality. Why? Because it doesn't move fast. You're going to have patience. And that's one of the things I'm mentoring people on now. Have patience. You want a lot of pips, but you don't have the patience. See, patience equals pips. Pips goes along with patience. Some of you guys, you don't have patience. So if that's the case, you got to, and I talked about this before, but it's worth visiting again with an addition to the fact that you have to match up pairs that fit you. But when you do that process, you're going to realize that there's only about maybe 3 pairs you need to really be successful in Forex. I really wanted to do a video today to show you guys what the Dow Jones Industrial Average trade did for me. Oh my God. I just went and it paid for me a new toy. But again, like I said, that ain't me. I don't try to flash all the time, blah, blah, blah. But oh my God, yeah. I went out and got a treat. a nice, a nice treat. Yeah, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Because why? I know what the Dow Jones does. You feel me? I know what it does, the US 30. And I'm not the only one. One of the persons in my group, her name is Miss Allison. Miss Allison, I'm sending a shout out to you. One of the girls in our group. Everybody sees because we have a chat channel, so this is no secret. You can say I'm not real, I'm not this and that. That's okay. But we have about what, close to 2,000 people in the group, right? And this girl, I literally was chatting in her. And if you're in the Super Easy Forex family, look through the feed. I was talking with her and I told her, I'm so proud of you because here's what happened. She made, I think, 11,000 on one trade on the US 30, and then she made maybe, I forgot how much, 20 some thousand. I forgot how much. She made a lot of money on the US 30. And here's the key. And Allison, I'm sending you a shout out because you're a fine example of what I'm talking about. When I look at her posts, because a lot of times we have so many people posting in the group, I look at the post, but I don't comment or read all of them. But one of the things is I watched her post for a very long time. Very long time. I always see her posts. But one thing that's familiar with her posts every week when she's posting profits, it's typically off of one pair, the US 30. Why is that? And am I recommending the US 30 for everybody? Absolutely not. US 30 is a very expensive pair to trade. You better have a very nice account to be playing with that one. So it's not about the US 30. It's about the fact that I noticed that she trades what I'm trading. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. Why? And I noticed this because it's familiar to her. She's learned it. So when I was chatting with her on Friday in the chat group, if you're in the Super Easy Forex family, you can go right back, or if you join today, when you get the Telegram links, go back through the feed and you'll see on Friday me and her our little short conversation. And what was beautiful is because I was congratulating her on her success, because she's very consistent and she's very helpful in the group, always trying to help people out. But here's my point. I told her that I'm proud of her because of her consistency and this and that. And here's what she said to me. She said, Uncle P, I want to thank you and the Super Easy Forex family because when I joined, and she was talking about how she spent nights crying and hurt and everything else and blue accounts and What was going on? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. What was going on is she was going through the dating phase with the pair, getting used to the pair. Have you ever, for those who dated, you're married or you're living with somebody, watch the process. It's exactly the same thing, you guys. That's why I'm using the dating world along with Forex. It's exactly the same thing. It's a relationship. So watch this. How many times have you and your significant other, maybe you just started dating somebody and you guys decided to move in. You guys were dating, each person had their own separate place, and you was like, okay, this is cool. I think we can work out. So you guys decided, let's move in together. Watch this, and you say, what did that got to do with Forex? Everything. So follow this scenario, and when you see it, then you'll be, oh, I get it. So watch this. So now you say, okay, I think I like this person. This person say, I think we'll be a good fit. You guys decide to move in. That's where the problems begin. Why? Because now you're in one space and now you're attached to each other all the time. And when you're attached to each other, certain emotions, I'm sorry, y'all, hold on one second. Look at this. Look. The duck mob, they know I'm doing this video. Shush. See the ducks? Shh. It's like as soon as I do the video. Hold on. See the ducks? Y'all see the ducks? Y'all stop. Shush. Be quiet. Be quiet. I'm working. Duck. I call them duck mob. So anyway, let me finish this because y'all really need to get this. Y'all need to get this. So when you move in with a person, then you guys, you may not, ladies, you may, he always leaving the toilet seat up, or he leaving the toothpaste, spilling on the counter. Dudes like, man, why she got all so much makeup on the countertop? And y'all getting these little arguments and things. You really watch this. What you're doing in your relationship, you're balancing out the equilibrium. How do you gain balance to get familiar with the person? Okay, so now I know this person is an early riser. I'm a late bird. I like to stay up late and wake up late. You know what I mean? My wife, she's an early bird. She goes to bed early and she wakes up early. Okay, so how we gonna figure this out? That's exactly what happens in the Forex world. Exactly the same thing. So when you're getting familiar with the pair, there's a little turbulence because you're getting used to it. So what do I recommend when you do that? Stay in the demo account or just don't trade it at all. Sometimes the best way to trade is to not take a trade at all. Because what happens is it detaches your emotions and you can begin to just follow that pair like you do on social media. There's certain people you follow. There's certain people who follow me. And what's strange to me, well, I leave it alone. Anyway, but there's certain people you follow on social media. You may not ever comment on their page, you may not click likes, but you follow them. Why? Because there's something about them that's attractive, not physically attractive, but they may be funny, like Shula King. That dude is funny. Oh my God, that dude's funny. So I follow him. I look at his videos almost every day. He's posting something funny. I like to laugh, right? So I'm familiar with him. I'm familiar with what he does for a living, right? He's entertaining. So in Forex, it's the same thing. You track a few pairs and you just get familiar with them. And the best way to do that sometimes is don't even have any emotional attachment to them. How do you get emotionally attached to Forex pairs? By putting money on it, trading, trying to hurry up and make you some money. Now you're not really tracking its behavior. You're expecting it to do something for you. And that's why I mentioned at the earlier beginning of this video about one night stands. Some of you guys, you're having one night stands and then later on you're trying to get familiar with it. Okay, the one night stand felt good the first time. Maybe it gave you 20 pips and it just felt good. So now you're just having these one night stands, and then all of a sudden the next 4 trades on it ain't winning. The first one felt good because it did, but the next ones it didn't. And you're like, why you ain't doing it? Wait a minute. Did you know this pair? Did you know what's going on in that country? Did you even read any articles or any news on the pair? Do you know any fundamental news on it? That's a whole nother thing that's in this Forex industry that just freaking baffles me. When you trade stocks, like my nephew, he just told me, man, I just made $11,000 or $14,000 on Tesla and on Tesla or something like that. One of them things he trading in the stock market. But here, listen how he talked to me about it. Well, Tesla, they're having a split on their currency pairs. Then they're having a new battery coming out and da da da. And he's breaking down information on Tesla. So that's why he knew, go ahead, he invested his money. Some of you guys, you know nothing about these currency pairs. Nothing. You don't read no articles on what's going on with the country. You don't know nothing about any news events coming out this week. You know nothing. You're just trying to trade. So because of your unfamiliarity, like I'll tell you the truth. US CAD is one that, usually spits out some pretty good pips. Last week I lost a trade on that one, right? Okay, well, I wasn't really tripping because I was familiar with it. I said, okay, I'm gonna still move forward. I didn't go heavy on it, but I knew I was familiar with it. It's cool. It usually spits out some pretty good pips. It's not one of my favorites, but I'm familiar with it, right? But even when I lost, watch what I'm saying. Even when I lost a trade, it's not that big of a deal to me. Why? Because I knew, watch this, that it had the potential to do what it normally does, or it may act different. Well, what you talking about? How did I know? Because Fed Chairman Powell, I told you guys last week. I think I told all of you guys last week. But at least I know in my group, I told them Fed Chairman Powell is going to be testifying all week long. At least 4 days of last week, Fed Chairman Powell was testifying about the U.S. economy. Okay, and he controls the interest rates. So if for any reason it did not act correctly, I already was familiar with it. Why? Because all right, it was something special. It wasn't my analysis. It wasn't a relationship thing. It was just the fact that, hey, Fed Chairman Powell was talking. And so Actually, it was moving perfectly fine. But on Thursday, he must have said something that the country didn't like, or that they liked or whatever. And, okay, it is what it is. And then you just come back next week. Now he ain't talking this week. It's time to move on. And if I see an opportunity, I may take a trade on it. See, it's just, you see how even wins and losses becomes normalized. Because why? You're just familiar with it. You know them. So what I'm suggesting to you guys is take some time to research the pairs before you start talking about, well, I'm gonna trade this and I'm gonna trade that and I'm gonna trade this and I'm gonna trade that. Okay, well, you trading patterns, you trading, this and that, trend lines, Elliott wave theories, market makers method, this and that and this and this and this. That's fine. I ain't got no problem with it. But what I'm suggesting to you is get familiar with the pairs that you're going to use those strategies on. I had one guy who I was following for a long time when I was coming up the ranks, and this guy, he only trades one pair only. One. That's it. And again, sorry, the ducks. Y'all hear the ducks? They back there making noise. Y'all stush. All right, I'm talking. So that's why he was so successful. He just knew the pair. Like for me, I'm married to my wife. I have one wife. I'm married to her. If she wakes up in the morning and she doesn't have a smile on her face, because my wife, she's so cheery. I can have a bad day, but just look at her smiling face, and she's just beautiful person, right? So if she wakes up and she doesn't have a smile on her face, as her husband, I'm gonna be like, I hope I didn't upset her, and if I did, I want to find out why, because I love my wife having a smile on her face. Okay, so if she doesn't, I know something's wrong, and I want to find out what's going on. Some of you guys, here's the thing with me, with certain currency pairs like the Euro AUD. I told you I like that pair for my trading style. Okay, I love it, but about a week or so ago, I couldn't fool with it. I couldn't deal with the pair. I left it alone. Why? Because I started seeing it acting a certain way, and I knew something's wrong. So when something's wrong with that pair, I know, hey, one of the things I want to check is I want to check and make sure there's no news events, no interest rate announcements, no this, no that coming out on the pair that could be causing it to act a little shady, right? Okay, got that. So if there's no interest rates, no special news, okay, something else is going on. Why are you acting a little funny this week? And it was a little spiky. You understand what I'm saying? It was acting a little spiky, spike. Okay, so what did I do? Did I keep on trading it? No, I left it alone because I said, okay, you're acting abnormal. You're acting a little abnormal. So I went on to some of my other favorite pairs in the meantime, but kept an eye on this one. So what happens when the Forex world, sometimes there may be elections going on, like we're having in the US, presidential elections. I know thousands of people all over the world are going to watch this video. So here we're having a presidential election. As I'm talking, I don't know if they're done talking or not, but they just, brought in a contestant, I call her a contestant, for the new Ruth Ginsburg. She passed away, who was on the courts. They just brought in a person today to hopefully, see if she can get voted in as a judge, a U.S. judge. Okay, so all this political stuff is going on here in the U.S. That's going to affect the dollar. You got the feds printing out money like it's water. Okay, that's going to affect the dollar. See, so when you know what's going on behind the scenes, sometimes, it ain't nothing personal. It's just that the country itself is having some issues. And therefore, you're going to see that it's not acting regular. It ain't that you traded wrong or your analysis was wrong. It's a country, right? And it's acting funny simply because of that. And so what do? Now that you're familiar with that pair, you move on to something else. You have your top three, and you just move on to the next two. You see what I'm saying? See, trading ain't that complicated. We as humans, we make everything complicated because we do too much. We really do. We do way too much thinking. We do way too much stressing. We do too much emotional. Look, just treat these Forex pairs like a relationship. Find your top three. So let me close this video with giving a suggestion. You say, well, how do you do that? And I talked about this before in a prior video. So you can go back in about a month or two ago, and I was talking about the same thing, okay? So how do you do that? Well, first of all, you got to figure out you. Are you a scalper, a day trader, swing trader, or a position trader? Okay, so what do you mean by that, Uncle P? Just in case you're brand new. Scalpers are people who's in and out on 10, 20 pips. They're done for the day. They are in, they're out, they're gone. Right? Okay, cool. Then you have day traders, they'll just hold the trade for the day typically, and then, they close it out. I have one person who emails me every single day. Cool dude, I've known him for a long time. I won't get everybody's, but this person I've known him for a very long time, business guy, and I taught him how to trade. So every day he goes into the market, looks for his setups, places trades, and then he closes them out towards the end of the day, right? Profit or no profit, but every day he's always in profit. He makes money every day trading, right? So he holds this until the end of the trading day, and then he closes his trades, day trading, right? So the scalper is in for 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 pips, they're out. Day trader, you holding it to the end of the day and you're closing it. Then you have swing traders, which is where I fit in. Me, I like to hold my trades for a certain amount of time. Maybe it may be a day. Sometimes they hit for the same day. Sometimes it may be a few days, right? But you got to have patience to be a swing trader. But that's me. I don't like to be on the charts, especially with what my new toy, man. I'm finna go. I don't want to look at no charts, but I do want to be making money still. So guess what? I'm a swing trader. I hold my trades for a couple of days, as long as it takes. I ain't tripping. I'm not in a hurry to get into 50 different trades, but I'll pick my few pairs, and when they let me know it's time, the dinner bell ring, Simplicity sends that signal saying, hey, it's time to trade this pair. Simplicity is our trading system. When Simplicity say, hey, it's time to trade that pair, I do my quick analysis, make sure everything lines up, place that trade, and I'm gone. And I can be gone for a few days, right? Then you have position traders. Position traders are people who will hold it for weeks, months at a time, even up to a year, right? And those are like the banks, the institutions, the Warren Buffett style trading. Okay, they hold their stuff a long time. Let's get the heck out of here. Little bug, okay? So here's the thing. Which one are you? And when you figure that out, then you start looking on, watch this. If you're a person who loves to trade scalps, then start looking from the 15-minute time frame on down. And just look through the pairs before the market even opens. Just look through the pairs and look at how they move. If they have small candles, and you're a person who have zero patience, hear what I'm saying. If you're a person who don't have patience, then small candles is not going to work for you. Why? Because it doesn't move fast enough. Small candles to me is master king. That is just money in the bank. But you have to have patience. Why? Because they move slow. But that's what I want as a swing trader. I want small candles. I don't want all them wickety wick whack candles spiking all over the place, making me nervous. I can't even sleep in peace. Go to the bathroom, you pissing on your leg. Why? Because you running back to the charts. Can't even finish peeing because you so nervous. Right? That ain't me. I can't do it. Now other people are great. We have in the signals group, Miss Jenny is a scalping beast. Best I've ever seen in the business. But she's very methodical. That fits her personality. Right? So again, if you're going to be a scalper, then stick to the 15-minute on down time frame, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, whatever, and find pairs that can spike the way you like. Did you hear what I said? I should be a rapper. Spike the way you like. Okay? Find the ones that spike the way you like. And then get to testing. Don't trade live. Test them out this week on a demo account and see how you like it. Okay? Just see how you like it. All right, let's move on to the day trader. Day traders, you want to go from the 15-minute time frame, 15-minute, 30-minute time frame. Stick to around those time frames, right? Because it gives you the ability to get into the trade, but you don't have to panic so much. So for an example, if you had the simplicity system, one of the reasons why I like the simplicity system, and especially with certain pairs on the 30-minute, here's why. Because once the signal hits my phone saying, hey, it's time to enter this trade, because it does have a built-in alert system. And those who's tuned in, who hasn't, you know this. So when it sends the alert to my phone, every candle on the 30-minute time frame is what? 30 minutes. Therefore, I don't have to rush to the charts and be there immediately. I don't have to rush and be immediate, scared that I'm going to miss out. I can take my time. So if I'm at the grocery store, I'll say, okay, cool. I'll check it out when I get back. See, you're more relaxed because you're going to hold the trade. So then, and primarily you're going to be a 15-minute time frame kind of person. Now, again, it varies. It'll be, 15, 30 minute, whatever, But the bottom line, and this is just general, you figure out what's best for you as a day trader. But generally, you're going to enter the trade and you have your pips set at whatever, whatever number you're trying to get, 30 pips, 50 pips a day, whatever, that's fine. But you're generally going to hold it for at least 24 hours, or 12 hours or something like that, which means you place the trade and you got the rest of your day to go enjoy yourself. You get what I'm saying? And then at the end of the trading day or whatever time you think you had enough pips, you'll close it. Even in the signals group, sometimes I do take day trades, and in the signals group, you'll see that, hey, we have in that report that I send out or my team sends out, you'll see some trades say closed out early in profit. Why? Because, hey, it's the end of the trading day, and I've told you guys there are certain times a day where the market will go in your favor and then it'll go against you, right? So once we have collected enough pips, even if it didn't hit the TP, if it is enough pips made, we may say, hey, close the trade out early. Let's just take the money and run. See? Do you get what I'm saying? So it may not hit your TP as a day trader, but if you made enough, then move on. Close the trade out and you're done. God, I'm spitting some fire up in this video. That's what I'm saying. See, I'm helping y'all. Well, I pray God. I pray that I'm helping some of y'all. I pray I'm helping some of y'all because I'm giving you the thought process. There's a lot of people who does video on strategies, drawing trend lines. There's a lot of stuff out there, but the thought process behind trading, I don't see too many, and that's where I'm coming in. I'm trying to give you the thought process to help you with your strategy, because if you really talk to professional traders, they will tell you the percentage of this business, the highest percentage of this business, you have the technical analysis, you have a trading system, and psychology. Okay, write those three down real quick and I'm almost done. You have technical analysis, and if you're a fundamental trader as well, you'll do fundamentals, technicals, trading system, whatever your trading style is, trading system you're using, and then you have psychology. Do you know, and this is what baffles me, in the Forex world or in trading, the highest percentage that most people need to be paying attention to is not fundamentals, technicals, or the fundamentals, technicals, trading system, but the main one that all professional traders know is most important, the psychology. That's why that book, Trading in the Zone, is so powerful that many people all over the world read, because the psychology of trading is more important than all the others. And nobody talks about the psychology piece. I'm giving you guys the psychology behind trading so that you can find a way to be successful, because this is the one thing nobody wants to talk about. Okay. So let's move forward. I want to finish up because, again, I want to go on my date with my wife and hang out with my family. I'm going to meet them. So the last one is position traders. Position traders are people who like to take trades off the day time frame. Here's what I call it in my classes. I teach that as 401k traders. And you say, well, what is 401k traders? All right, here's the difference. In many of you guys, and I wish I could have my comments on, but we always have some silly person ruining everything. So I apologize, you guys. That's why I don't have my comments on. It's not other than that. I just get irritated because I'm trying to give free advice, and we still have some idiot people, and I don't deal with that. I don't do well with that. But let me help you with this. So if you are a person who works a full-time job, you travel a lot, you really don't have much time, you really want to consider being a swing trader or a quote-unquote position trader, which means as a swing trader, I know automatically I'll probably be holding my trades for several days, maybe a week or two to hold my trades before they play out. Hold on, y'all see this? Look. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. I got to deal with this because you see these birds? You see them? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Get off my... Jeez. Duck Mob is a fool. Y'all think, okay, look, I'm not trying to be, I'm going to finish this video. Hold on, let me show y'all. See, watch. Y'all see the Duck Mob? See? You see the Duck Mob? And they all down there too. You see them? They all down there. So what happens is Duck Mob love to come up on my lawn, but they poop everywhere. That's why, they poop everywhere. Golly. Stay out there on the lake. All right. So anyway, let me finish this video. So if you work a full-time job or you travel or whatever, okay, then you definitely do not want to be a scalper. You can consider being a day trader, but you're going to be probably a little more nervous. But I call these 401k traders, okay, 401k. Why do I say that? Many of you guys, and I really wish, again, that's why I said I wish I could have the comments on, but we have too many idiots, stalking it. I have stalkers, to be honest. I really do have stalkers. So with you, what happens is you may have a 401k at your job. The question is, how often do you check your 401k? Every person I ask that, they say, I don't. They don't check their 401k. Okay, so if you don't check your 401k, but you're expecting that money to be there to retire on, hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. You're expecting that money to retire on, then you are actually a position trader. Why? Because you say, well, how am I a position trader? I told people for the longest, I said, have you ever noticed that your 401k, when the stock market goes down, so does your 401k? A lot of people don't even know that. Why? Because they don't even watch their 401k. They don't know what's going on with it. They expect them to look at it 50 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Why? You're a position trader. You're a Warren Buffett trader, but your 401k is tied to the stock market. You actually have stocks in your 401k. That's what causes it to rise and fall when the market moves. Duh. I can't tell you how many people argue with me saying I was wrong. And then when the market collapsed, their 401k disappeared. And then it was like, oh, I guess you were right. Who am I? I'm just a black guy with a baseball hat. I don't know nothing. But I tried to tell your dumb behind, but you want to argue with me. I ain't in no stocks. If you have a 401k or IRA, yes, you are. Okay? But that's the whole point that I'm making. You don't even know that. Why? Because you're not looking at it. Okay, so in the Forex world, here's what you can do. You can trade off the 4-hour time frame or the daily. Okay? You can trade. I got to hurry up and go because my turtles, they're right there. The turtles, they poking their head out. I feed my fish. It's about 150 fish right here at my feet. Then you got the ducks, and then you have the turtle. The turtle poked his head out, so they ready for breakfast. I feed them food. See, right here. See those pails of food? I got that right there. Right over there, you'll see its little head poking out. So that means he ready for breakfast. I feed him for breakfast and dinner. So anyway, and I have bass right here, big mouth bass, and I have bluegills and stuff like that. It's about 150 of them right here in my dock. So I got to feed them. So I got to hurry up. They're hungry. So what I would suggest that you do, pick about 3 pairs, okay? And if you had the simplicity system, and if there's people watching the video, you darn sure know exactly what I'm talking about. You can go to the daily time frame, and you know when the arrow comes in. Now you got to be patient because it's going to take a while. So either the 4-hour or the daily time frame. But even if you don't have our system, mark up your charts, do whatever your strategy is, whatever. The point is that those trades, you can actually enter those trades, and you can ride those things for days and weeks. And sometimes months, especially if you're trading off the daily time frame for it to go the full move, that thing can go on for months. And therefore, guess what? You can place 1, 2, 3 trades and don't even have to look at charts for months. For months. Do you get what I'm saying? For months. So that's more of a position trader. So with all this being said, the big thing to take away is, okay, now I understand who a scalper is. I understand who a day trader is. I understand a swing trader and a position trader. Okay, I got it. The one question you have to answer is, which one am I? And then after you figure that out, then you go to the charts and you start looking on specifically those time frames only. So you don't look all over the place. You ain't looking at every single pair, because now I understand who, not the charts. I understand who, myself. And now I'm going dating. Like you go on those dating apps, swipe to the left, swipe to the right. See, when you know what you're looking for, then you start going through these profiles. And then you start saying you a good fit, you a potential good fit. And then you say, okay, I'm gonna keep you, I'm gonna click you on saving you for later. I'm gonna check you out a little bit more. And then you go through others and they say, oh, I'm a this and a that and that. And you say, no, you're not a good fit. See how you're able to eliminate swiping to the left and swiping to the, see how you're able to eliminate based on not them, you. Do you see what I'm saying? You are trading pairs you're not familiar with because you're not familiar with who? Yourself. You claim that you're going to be, hey, I'm going to hold my trades, but then you're staring at the charts every 2 minutes. If you're going to stare at the charts every 2 minutes, you might as well turn into try to learn how to be a professional scalper. Join Jenny's group and learn how. I mean, you might as well. You're always staring at the charts anyway. Okay, then you can't be a position trader. You can't be a swing trader. A lot of people come to our group, hey, I want to trade like you. Okay, but when they seeing, what the heck? Is this bird? Oh, he was washing his baby. I thought he was trying to kill that duck. That he was washing his baby. Okay, or they dating, I don't know. Anyway, jeez. Yeah, y'all flying on. Y'all distracting. Jesus. In Jesus' name. Anyway, let me finish this. So what happens is that you're not really being honest with yourself as a trader. And because of your dishonesty with yourself, that's why you're struggling. You're blaming it on these pairs and that pair, and losses are going to happen. That's just inevitable in this business. So what? Okay, it happens. Move on. You know, move on. It happens. You're going to lose a few trades. That's not a big deal. But the deal is that when you get familiar with you, then you start getting familiar with pairs that just, you say, man, you know what? This just ain't a good fit for me. No wonder I've been losing. Because I'm going based off of other people saying, man, this one, man, you can make a lot of money real quick. But you don't have that personality to sit there. You get what I'm saying? You work a full-time job, but then you dealing in pairs that move every few minutes, and you wonder why you're failing. You're getting tips from your friends and from other YouTube videos and this and that. That's why I don't do all that. I mean, sometimes I do videos on this and that and this, but a lot of these videos I'm talking to you, the person, because I'm trying to get. This is the toughest part of the business, getting through your thick skull to think about you, the trader. And you sitting up there, well, this person made $10,000 in 5 minutes. And they probably did. It's very possible. No problem at all. I know it is. I know you can do it. I know it can be done. It's not a big deal. It's true, you can. But can you handle that? Is that a good fit for you? Do you get what I'm saying? You finna get fired from your job because your boss keeps saying, why is you always on your phone? Uh-oh, I just stepped on somebody's toes, Jesus. Do you get what I'm saying? So every week you keep swearing up and down that you're gonna have patience, but then you have none. Then stop trying to trade off the 5-minute time frame, family. It's not a good fit for you. And then go through the pairs that moves up and down real fast and say, I will no longer trade you. It's just like that. Swipe to the left, or I ain't dated, but y'all know what I mean. That little app, you swipe to the left, swipe to the right, or some whatever. I never used, but y'all know what I mean. So you just swipe and say, okay, now thanks to listening to Uncle P, I know you're not going to be a good fit for me, so I don't even need to look at you anymore. I don't even need to deal with you anymore. Because you're one of the ones that I want this fast money, but you're one of the ones that keep blowing my account. And it ain't even your fault. That's just the way you are. It was my fault for trying to fool with you. Have you ever dated somebody and later on you like, man, the day that person, I say it for the longest, some of y'all, the day that person said hello to you, looking back now, you got a baby by this person or whatever, and you think back on the day you saw them and you thought they looked cute or sexy or whatever. And now in your head, you're saying, damn, Lord forgive me, but damn, the day I said hello to this person, I shouldn't have said nothing. I should have just, you see how you can look back and you say, man, I shouldn't even fool with them. Why? Because now looking back in retrospect, you're like, man, this person wasn't a good fit for me. Doesn't make them a bad person. It was just that we're not compatible. The same thing that's in the Forex world. Some pairs you're just not going to be compatible with. And sometimes it's not even their fault. You don't want to lay down and have sex before getting familiar with the person. Your little hot tail, you just had to have some sex. Now you got a baby by this person. Now later on you find out they crazy as hell. Lord forgive me, but you understand what I'm saying? Same thing in the Forex world. You want to make some money, but then you trading pairs that's just crazy. They move too quick, all over the place, inconsistent, jumpy. But that's the ones you want to trade. And you wonder why you're blowing your account. So for me, my trading style, one of the biggest things, and I'm giving you guys straight fire. I'm giving you fire. For me, in my classes, I teach them all this. I can't give y'all everything because you're going to have to sign up or, join, and I'll mentor you in the classes on Tuesday and Wednesdays. But I ain't going to give you everything. But one of the things I tell people for my trading style, small candles are king. You hear what I'm saying? Small candles are king. Why? Because I know that they're not going to be jumping all over the place. So if I'm at lunch or dinner or hanging out, okay, I can anticipate that if there is any movement, even news events, typically, even those are going to be very small little pips and jumps, not big spikes over here, big spikes over there. See, I can't handle that. That's just not me. That's not my personality. So for me, I've already discounted certain pairs. I'm like, man, I can't trade you. Every once in a while, I may dip and dab at it because I'm so familiar with a lot of pairs. Every once in a while, I may dip and dab on them, but for the most part, nah, I'm cool, man. I'm good. I'm good. I don't care what you tell me. I don't care what setup you show me. I just know how you are. Because 1 minute you showing me the perfect setup, 2 minutes later you done spiked all over the place and you hitting everybody and their mama stop loss. And if you trade, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you enter the trade, it just looked pristine and perfect. But the minute you enter, it's just all over the place. Just golly, I couldn't even go get me a sandwich. I went to go make me a place of trade, go to the kitchen, go make me a sandwich. By the time I get back, it's just golly, what happened? See what I'm saying? Just shh, shh. Oh God, these ducks. Jeez. I'm sorry, y'all. So anyway, I guess it's time to close it out. I just like talking to y'all and giving y'all knowledge. You know what I mean? I just like giving y'all knowledge to make your journey easier. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't willing to do that. Everybody want something from you. Like I said, man, our group has grown. I would love you guys to join. If you haven't joined, come on. It's cool. But even if not, it's all good. I'm just talking with y'all. Every Sunday, I'm just talking with y'all, just sharing ideas with y'all. We retail traders, we actually only make up 5% of the market. But yet most of the damage and manipulation and the money that's sucked from the pockets is coming from us because we're not thinking. Institutions, they're very methodical in everything that they do. Retail traders, we're just all over the place when nobody's teaching us how to think. You get what I'm saying? And then what makes it worse is because we only make up 5%, but then we on top of each other, calling each other names. We just, and we wonder why we don't prosper in this business. It's because we don't think together. We don't work together. Everybody's out to get somebody. I just found out, that somebody trying to have a name almost exactly like mine, and then they're launching a product that's exactly the same name as ours. So I'm gonna have to have my attorneys on that. See what I'm saying? It's just why? And we're 5% of the market, and yet we're the most reckless group of the 5% in this Forex industry. Meanwhile, the 95% is just eating us alive, just taking us to the rack and whacking our butts. Because they know we stupid. So they're just taking advantage of us. Sucking our pockets dry. Your bankers, your institutions, your market makers, they got their act together. They got their psychology together. They have parameters in place. They have structure. Us, we just come and we just gonna gamble our money away. And they know it. So they're just sucking our money. And then when somebody comes to try to help, we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna put them down. You a scammer, you this, you that, you da. We don't work together. We don't work together. Everybody flashing. And I ain't got no problem with that. If you made your money, you make your money. I really want to flash mine. I mean, God bless me this weekend. Boy, thank you, Dow Jones. Boy, if I showed y'all, the haters would really come and say, ooh, he really scamming. Man. But at the end of the day, how did they help you? I don't mind you flashing your stuff, your blessings. Go ahead and do your thing, people. But besides your flash and dash, how much information did you give to the 5% who's struggling? You understand what I'm saying? Now, there are some people out there on YouTube, they're doing great videos, showing and helping. I applaud them. I'm here to do the same thing. I have no problem with you flashing your blessings, but at the same time, kind of help the other five. You know, there's 5%. We're the 5%. And out of the 5%, 90% of those are failing. Isn't that a pathetic shame? Out of the 5% of retail traders make up the market, 10%, it's less than 10%. Retail traders make up less than 10%. I believe the last count was 5% of the Forex market. But out of that, 90% of those are failing. And you wonder why. And yet, watch this, and I'll say this again, just to reinforce my point of why this video is so important. Because what happens is that everybody's showing you indicators, charts, and this and that. And we sell indicators, and which, by the way, people are really succeeding with the scanner. If you haven't checked it out, go to our website, click on other products, and click on scanner. And I mean, that thing is just, it has its own separate trading system. And we did that to help some retail traders out, because we have a lot of people in poor country that's like, man, we need help, man. We can't afford the simplicity. That's fine. We'll just start with that one, and they still doing very well. So we have indicators. That's great. But although I will mention us having those services, I'm still coming on here giving you free information, because I realize, you know what? Even if you only have $5 in your pocket, you can still be okay. My son in class last week, I played a video of his live account on his phone, because he sent me a screenshot. He does what he calls $7 challenges for himself, to challenge himself. And this is learning to pass the baton. And that's the beautiful thing. I'm teaching you. You go back and teach your trading group the information. And you don't have to say you learned it from me. Just say, hey, man, I'm going to teach you guys something. Pretend like you knew this all along. Just, it's okay. I don't care. We need to succeed. We're the ones hurting. So then when you go from there and teach this to your children. So I actually, during class, in front of students in the class, and there was a lot of students in class, I showed them the video that my son showed me. He did a $7 challenge. He said, Dad, I challenge myself every week with what's called the $7 challenge, to show myself that I can flip $7 to just $100. And he's familiar with one pair that he did it on. And not only did he make the $7, actually what he did was last week, and he called me and, he said, hey, man, I made this $7 and flipped that into $200, and then put the $200 into this, and now I ended up making $400 off of $7 in a week. Now, does he trade like me? No, he has his own trading style. You see what I'm saying? See, he has his own thing. I introduced him to it, but he ended up adopting his own trading style, and it works for him. So I can't do what he does. I mean, I could, but that's just not my style. So you see how me teaching and coaching you on how to think in this market is far more important than me just constantly telling you and bombard. I will post videos with charts to show proof that I do what I do. Like the Dow Jones, look at it. I just posted yesterday, the day before yesterday. And I show in the corner, it's a live account. And I bought myself a very beautiful toy this weekend. Thank you, Jesus. Beautiful toy. Thank you, Dow Jones. Yeah, but see, I did that based off of my style. He has his own. And so for me to have taught him how to think before placing the trade, now he's succeeding. He's succeeding. I left a legacy. Not in his pocket. Where? In his head. And that's what I'm doing for you guys. I'm leaving a legacy in your head to make you think before this market opens today. Could Uncle P actually be right? Have I been sitting up there having the personality of a swing trader, but I'm constantly trying to scalp the market because everybody else says that's the fastest way to make money, but it's just really not a good fit for me. And here I am. I got a family to feed. I got a job, but my boss is always looking at me, ready to fire me because I'm always on my phone. Well, why in the heck am I always on my phone? Because I'm trying to scalp and I'm nervous that I'm gonna lose the trade. So I'm always staring at my phone, but it ain't even making me money. Meanwhile, the job that is paying me and helping me put food on the table for my family, I'm jeopardizing that. Because my boss is ready to fire me because I have a dream to be a professional trader, but I'm losing money. Meanwhile, I'm losing the job. I'm about to lose the job that's actually feeding my family. Why? Is it because of the market? No, it's because of you. Nobody ever told you to stop trading and sit your butt down and do an analysis, a chart on yourself. What is your personality? If you don't have time, stop scalping. Stay away from that 1 minute and 5 minute charts. You may want to consider staying away from the 15-minute chart. Start minimum at a 30-minute to 1 hour chart and work your way on up from the higher time frames. Therefore, you can place your trade and come back 8 hours later, 5 hours later, and check it every once in a while without ever losing your job. And it'll be a better fit for you. And then your trading pairs, because now that you know that, you already know, okay, I'm gonna go through each trading currency pair and put it on the time frames that Uncle P suggested today earlier in the video. And I'm gonna put them on, if I'm gonna be a day trader, 15 to 30-minute time frame is recommended, but again, do your own thing. Okay, so I'm gonna put every currency pair on the 15 and 30-minute, and I'm just gonna just look at the candle sizes and look at how it flows. Does it go spiky, 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 or does it move with a good flow within a couple of hours? Okay, then and then as you're going through those, once you see the ones that's spiky, 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 you already know they do not get on your list. But then when you're going through pairs that kind of seem like they move with a nice rhythm of a flow up and down, you understand what I'm saying? Up and down flow. Okay, now then you jot that one down on your list. And when you've gone through all of those, because you got 28 plus currency pairs to choose from, right? So then when you narrow it down to whichever ones have a better fit, you should have about maybe 5 or 6, and then you go back through the list again and you move them up on another time frame. You say, okay, how consistent are you? Then you narrow it down. Now you got yourself a primary trading list. You see what I'm saying? And you can do this whether you're a scalper, day trader, swing trader, position trader, or whatever. It doesn't even matter. You go through the same routine, but you base it on the time frames that is a good match for you. Do you get what I'm saying? My favorites, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, hands down. Every once in a while, I'll trade off to 15, but primarily 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. And you say, well, what about the daily? There are people who love the daily time frame. I check the daily time frame for rhythm and flows, but knowing my personality, that time frame is too long for me. It really is. I can't handle it. My patience is stretched too thin on that. Can you make a lot of pips? Yes. As a matter of fact, I suggest trading that like the 401k, because you can place one of those trades and hold that position for months. For an example, if you would have placed a trade when Simplicity told you to on the daily time frame, do you know how many pips you would have made when the GBP dropped? Oh my God, you would have exceeded your 401k retirement plan off of just the GBP alone, trading it off the daily. Because you would have held it and held it and held it and held it. And you would have been holding it since last year. You would have been holding the same trade, making tons of money, because that's a 401k. I call it 401k trading. That's when you place a trade and you're holding it for God forever. You know what I mean? Until Simplicity tells you, hey, time to turn around. And then it'll send you an alert. And then on the daily time frame, when it sends you an alert, you take it back the other way. And you keep doing the same exact thing. You only need about 3 pairs. I promise you. You only need a few pairs. And you just do that off the daily. By the time you retired, man, your 401k, and you created your own 401k. And man, you done blew up. You're good. You see what I'm saying? But you can't do that off the daily time frame if you're going to be staring at your phone every 5 minutes. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to our channel so that when I'm doing videos, they'll pop up. If I post information or post charts or whatever, you'll be alerted right away. You'll know when it's coming. And shoot me email. I love the emails of my staff. They give me the emails of people who say, hey man, your video really changed my life. I get a lot of people, they never joined us. That's fine. I'd love to have you and mentor you more deeply, but some people, they join because of these videos. Some people, they just like, man, hey, that was the one thing that was missing from my strategy. Cool. Either way it goes, praise God. Praise God. No matter which way it goes, praise God. It's just, it's good to know that my struggle in this business paid off, and it's blessing people all over the world. It's really a blessing. It's really a blessing to hear. One dude, he said, man, you changed my life, man. That was the way I was trading, I never saw it that way. I just know I never saw it that way. And I was like, man, well, praise God that you seen a video from a person you don't even know. And it just was a simple pivot in thought. Bishop T.D. Jakes, he said, nimbleness of thought. I never forgot that. He preached some sermon. I don't even remember what the sermon was, but I remember he said nimbleness of thought. And as a business person, that thing blessed my soul, because I said, you know what? That's what makes a person successful versus those who don't. A lot of people, they don't pivot and think in their head. They're stuck on being stupid. They're stuck on stupid. So they don't ever pivot in their thinking. If you change the way you think, you can change your life. And so that's what I'm doing with these videos. I'm just trying to talk to your thinking process. I don't criticize a strategy. You know, if the market maker's method is working for you, if the Elliott wave theory is working for you, if the Joseon channels or whatever, you got so many things out there, you know, so many, the Heiken Ashi candles, the wrinkle bar strategies. And I mean, there's tons of stuff out there, tons. We have our own, which I like ours. It's very dependable. But again, maybe you don't want it. That's fine. But either way it goes, sometimes all it required was just a video like this. You know what? I never thought maybe if I switched up, because that's what that person said. They said, you know what, man? I listened to one of your videos, and as soon as I switched up to a different time frame, man, my success skyrocketed. There we go. All that person needed was a coach to tell them, hey, take your same strategy, take your ideas, but move it to a different time frame, because it won't work on this one, because your personality ain't a good fit. You're trading pairs that won't fit what you're looking for. See, I told you I'm a relationship coach. Forex ain't no different. It's still a relationship. And I'm coaching you on your relationship with Forex. You're dating somebody who's not a good fit for you. You like to sit around the house and lounge, but you out with a rock star. That's the way some of these pairs are. They're rock stars. They're just all over the place. They don't date anybody. They just boom, 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 boom. They just tearing everybody's panties off. Panty draws just flying everywhere. They just and you trying to be a married person. They don't want to be married. They just want to jump around from do. And you talking about, well, I want to hold on to you. You can't hold on to them. You better move on to something else. It's not a good fit. You feel me? All right. Anyway. Have a blessed one. If you enjoyed this video, send us an email to superezforex@gmail.com. Also, if you want to join us, I would love to coach you on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. That's where I love the question and answer, where you actually talk to me. I actually talk to you. That was my sister calling, so because I'm finna go meet up with them. So anyway, point is, just go to superezforex.com and click on the join button, and I'll see you on Tuesday if you join. Okay. Anyway, love y'all. Hopefully this helped. Bye.